Hey all, and welcome back to Fuzzy Ducks of Gaming, and a new video on the channel going over my revised Atlas tree for 324. I'm only going to go through the first tree that you unlock because this is the most important one. There's three reasons I've changed my mind on what I want to do. The first one is we've now seen all of the scarabs and some of them look pretty insane. Even some of the ones that probably aren't going to be expensive can make mechanics that maybe aren't that profitable much, much better. Secondly, there has been some patch note updates around the Kirak nodes. So all of the small Kirak nodes that give 1% now give 2. This node here that gives you 3% an emission. Now it doesn't give you emission every day, but it gives you 6%. What this works out at is around 26% when you complete a map to get a Kirak mission. That's 1 in 4. He does have a base chance, or did last league, of 7%. I'm assuming that's still there because otherwise you wouldn't get any Kirak missions if you didn't take the nodes. That'll give you 33%, which is essentially 1 in 3. So for every third map boss you kill on average, you're going to get a Kirak mission. And that is really, really going to help with the loss of Wandering Path. So we'll go through my first Atlas tree in a minute. And it is just going to be purely a tiny bit of Syndicate, 1 Essence node, and then all map and Kirak nodes. The last reason, which again feeds into the point why I'm just doing a map progression tree, is in the trailer and in the reveal, when they talked about the extra Atlas trees, you can see when Mark gets his third Atlas tree unlocked, he's just hit 100 map completion. That's likely to mean that the second tree comes at 50. There was lots of discussion about, are you going to get your last tree at Maven? Are you going to get the second one when you kill Shaper or Cirrus? But it looks like it's all down to Atlas completion, similar to Kirak's Vault. Which means if you do get the first tree at 50, we don't know, it might be 70. You don't need to put any mechanics into your map at all. If you've got a build that can handle early red maps on a budget setup, basic 5 link, maybe 10 chaos worth of gear, you have no need to put any mechanics in there. You may as well go and get more Atlas points so that when you do unlock your first tree and you start putting points into it, you've got more available. The build I'm planning to play, I think takes about 10C to get to early red maps. You might need to craft an item or two with essences, which is why I'm going to take 1 essence node. But it's very, very easily going to get to late tier yellow maps, early tier red maps with no gear other than what I plan to get in an hour's worth of heist at League Start. I'm not bringing out a second and third tree as I mentioned because I want to see what the price of scarabs are, make sure everything works correctly. And I plan to farm essences and I want to know exactly what crystal resonance does. None of this stuff is really very clear on what it does. So a map boss is granted a random essence modifier from any imprisoned monster slain in your map. Is that 1 from all of the monsters? So if you've killed 6 essence monsters, the boss is going to have 6 mods? Or is that 1 random modifier from all of the essences you killed goes to the boss? And do these modifiers also drop essences? This is going to be a pretty rough node if it adds 5 essence modifiers, but the boss doesn't drop the essences. The second part is really ambiguous as well. Using remnants of corruption on imprisoned monsters in your maps replaces all essences with 1 of the essences on the imprisoned monster. It's just complicated just reading it. The way I think it works and the way I hope it works is that let's say you've put some scarabs into your map device and you've got 6 essences. You will pick 1 essence that maybe has all shrieking or with the scarabs all deafening. You use your remnant of corruption on that and when you kill it, it picks 1 of those random essences and puts that essence on every single monster and replaces all of the essences. That's how I think it works. If it does, this node's going to be really good. If it's per monster, this node is absolute garbage. So let's say you come to a monster and it's got a wailing essence, a shrieking, and a deafening, and you use your essence and it turns all 3 into wailing, then it's rubbish. I'm thinking this is almost like the crop rotation of essences. If it works the way I think it does and it gives the same essence to every monster, this is going to be so busted with some of the scarabs. You're going to be able to get about 30 to 40 essences in one map. You're going to pick almost what essence you want to go on all of those essence monsters. I don't know how this works, but I am going to try it out once I've got my Atlas tree sorted out for my map progression. Or I might just before League Start, instead of just rushing straight to the campaign, I might go into standard, spec the tree out, do 1 map and see exactly what it does. Right, enough of that waffle because my throat is starting to fail. This is the Atlas tree I'm going with at League Start. First points I'm going to take are into gym missions because we get 40%. Then I'm going to go up and start taking the Kirak nodes. As I said, these are all going to be doubled for what they say at the moment on max roll. You can, if you want, also take this node here where boss has a 5% chance to drop connected map and 1 tier higher. Then going to go down get more connected map nodes and more carrot nodes. Then I'm going to take the essence nodes down here to get one essence, because you're going to be starting to get nearer to yellow maps, and that's when shriek and essences start to appear. I'm going to come down here and take even more carrot nodes, and then I am going to take the 2 scout and report nodes here to get 40% increased chance. You're going to start to build up a ton of carrot missions, and having those scout reports that reroll to either corrupted maps when you get to reds, or maps that you haven't completed in yellows and whites, are going to have a big key part to getting those odd maps completed so you don't have to buy them from trade. Because of that, you do have the option to go in here as well. I've left it out my tree for now, but if I find that I'm not dropping any scout reports, I could take this, and that gives us another 70%. So once I've got those nodes there, I should be completing most of my white maps and just starting to push into yellows. Then going to go and take some map nodes to help me with personal sustain. I don't want to have to rely on Kirak for everything. Then we're going to go and we're going to get more syndicate nodes. So we're going to take Immortal Syndicate members in your maps are 200% more likely to offer to bargain for items, and Immortal Syndicate members in your maps drop 200% more items when they are bargained. And then here, this just gives you more chance for leaders to turn up, and if a leader does turn up, they're more likely to drop a veiled item. This helps for something like research. If you haven't got Elrion out of research leadership position, you've got more likely chance of doing that when he turns up. But by now, I think you've probably got it anyway, so you maybe don't need these 2 points. Once we've gone there, I'm actually pathing up to get the last syndicate nodes that I want to get. So I want to take this here, which gives you 100% chance to gain an additional rank when they're executed. So if they're rank 1, you execute them, they're rank 3. You can then, next time you see them, imprison them. You're going to get loads of percentage towards the safe house. This one I'm leaving. It makes it more difficult, and I'm not sure it's that beneficial. So once we've done that, we're going to be getting towards, or maybe even unlocked the first Atlas tree, or the second Atlas tree, if it happens at 50. If it doesn't matter, because we're going a bit further. We're going to take even more connecting map nodes. So we're going to basically take all of them. The only ones I'm not taking are these ones here, because they take a little bit more path into. And this is kind of going to be it for this tree. I'm then just going to go and take some more map nodes. So we're going to go up here and just complete these nodes here, just to give me more chance to drop maps. So again, I don't have to always rely on Kirak. And that's kind of going to be the tree finished. What I will then probably use this tree for is to turn it into an essence farming tree, because I'm not far away from the essence nodes here, here, and down here. I'll then just go and maybe get some quantum rarity wheels and maybe some Syrian Exarch altars and maybe this node here. And we'll just keep it as a very simple essence farming tree. I have 2 other trees that I can play around with. This one I can then go back to if I just want to A, build up loads of Kirak missions, maybe for unique maps, or just get some maps completed, get some essences, and then maybe farm some altars. This tree is going to be used for that, and then we'll go on to tree 2 and 3. I said I don't know what they are yet, and if I do bring a video out, it's probably going to be when I'm back from holiday after the first week, because I'm just going to be testing stuff for the first 3 days, and then I'm off for 4 to 5 days. But I thought I'd bring out this tree, because this I think is going to be a really, really good tree for getting your map completion done. But it does rely on you having a character that can probably push into red maps on limited gear, because the only thing you're going to have currency-wise is you're going to get the odd essence, and you're probably going to get the odd decent item from Betrayal. You're probably going to have some safe houses you can run, but again, you need a half-decent character to be able to do that. That's it for the video. Last one before League start. I'll go and try and recover for a couple of days, and then hopefully see people Friday night on Twitch. Take care, and see you in the next one.